the likes of Atiku and the likes of El Rufai are still remaining examples of people who believe that power is an entitlement of the North. Let's face it, forget all this fraternization between Peter Obi and El Rufai. Northern politicians who thought they own the governance structure of Nigeria.
I am going to support a Northerner in 2027.
Really?
Yes. And it must be, my condition to the Northerners, it must be a Northerner that the whole North will be willing to support.
Like an Atiku.
If the whole North is willing to support an Atiku, why not?
Or a Tambuwal.
If the whole North is willing to support, why not?
Or an El Rufai.
Good.
Kenneth Okonkwo has shaken the political table ahead of 2027 general election. He warns that President Peter Obi or any Southern candidate could hand Bola Ahmed Tinubu victory. Instead, he insists only a united Northern front can stop APC. Is this the master strategy or a risky gamble? The 2027 general elections may not play out the way many Nigerians are expecting. Okonkwo believes the only way to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is for the opposition to rally behind a Northern heavyweight like Atiku Abubakar, Nese El Rufai, or Aminu Tambuwal. Is this pure political wisdom or a betrayal of the Southern agenda? Stay with me because what I'm about to share could completely reshape how you view the 2027 elections.
Please, if you are a Northerner and you are watching this video, don't approach this video from a place that seems as if I'm making a mockery of the North or trying to, draw some negative aspersions to the Northern political scene. That's not my intention here. My intention is to draw our attention to the dilemma in the political psyche of the North. Now, when we say the North, some of us don't know what it is exactly we refer to as the North. To understand the political dilemma the North faces right now, we must understand what exactly is the political coloration of the North. Number one, we have the Christian North, which mostly can be seen in the northern and the north central. And then we have the Christian population also in the core north. Then we have the Muslim-dominated population in the core north. So we have the Christian domination in the Christian populated place in the central, north central, and the Christian population in the core north, and the Muslim population in the core north. And there are also Muslim population in the north central, but that will distort my political analogy. The only reason why the cabal in the north felt that governance of Nigeria is an entitlement to the north is because the voting pattern of the north, whether the Christian population in the north central or the Christian population in the core north or the core Muslim north, has always been one direction. That's one block vote. When they say the north, the northern vote. Now, some core northern and some political juggernaut that use this phrase, the northern vote, still live in the delusion that the northern vote is a block vote. Now, the problem of the political problem of the north started when these different blocks that I've mentioned in the north started having a mind of their own. And part of the reason why you saw some of the bomb blast area where you see all the suicide bombing and it was targeted mostly at, you see, I'm trying to make this video without sounding as if I'm a bigot or a religious bigot, but then hard as I try, I find myself constrained to say the truth. Now, let me even leave the history and say the dilemma that we face right now. Now, the likes of Atiku and the likes of El Rufai are still remaining examples of people who believe that power is an entitlement of the North. Let's face it, forget all this fraternization between Peter Obi and and El-Rufai. If it were not for Tinubu's Yorubanization of his political gimmick, I would have said, serve those northern politicians who thought they own the governance structure of Nigeria. The only difference is that Tinubu came and reversed the Fulanization of the northern political structure to a Yorubanized political structure. And part of the reasons why the northerners are mostly offended by Tinubu is because of the power snatching. When Tinubu was saying grab it, snatch it, and run away with it, Tinubu also grabbed power away from the north. And this is infuriating them. If you see the northerners saying that they will not vote for Tinubu again, it's mostly because in the scheme of the political structure of Nigeria, they were left out. And they see these people know they know political journey, they know the political map, so they already know what Tinubu is doing. So they want to remove Tinubu. But then again, the other part of the delusion, the dilemma they face is the fact that, okay, Tinubu is messing us up. We are now awakened. Our political psychology is now awakened. But you see, this idea that an Igbo man can never rule this country is still there. It's still evident. What they don't know is that for you to remove Tinubu, there must, I repeat, there must be some sort of concerted efforts or a concerted agreement between the Southeast vote and the North Central vote and the core Northern vote, and some of the piecemeal votes that will also come from the Southwest. The North should, at this point in time, tell themselves, which is more important to you, survival or religion? Survival or religion? If you place religion above survival, Tinubu will win again. If you place survival as a pivotal panacea that drives your political calculation, you are going to win this election. There is no way. For the first time, this squabble between the Southwest and the North has placed the Southeast into a political relevance that anybody who chooses to neglect that relevance only fools him or herself. Now comes Peter Obi. Now, any political structure or any political scheme that takes Peter Obi out is only burying himself or itself. Like sorry, let me take that again. Any political scheme that neglects the relevance of Peter Obi is only pretending to be the proverbial ostrich which buries its head, and that because it doesn't see the problem, it is safe. I feel sorry for Peter Obi because of the stigma that the North and other part of the country have evolved or developed over the Igbos over the years. In Nigeria now, it's almost like to be an Igbo is like a stigma, or it's like a disadvantage to be an Igbo in this country. When in fact, these same people have contributed immensely to the structural and economic development of this country. So it's almost as if we are saying that the Igbos should just concentrate on development. After all, when you come to a place, we provide you land. But when it comes to politics, don't think about it. I can assure you that if we want to make a sharp turn from this plunge that APC have set us, then it has become necessary that we take some of the hardest decisions we have made in our life. And that decision is, for the first time, we are going to allow an Igbo presidency in this country. Otherwise, a time will come, people will be rolling our money in wheelbarrows, just like as it's being rolled in some, dilapidated economy. Nigeria is too big to be laughed at by our contemporaries. It is time now we grew above religion and tribal proclivities, norms that have persistently dragged us into the doldrum of irrelevance in the scheme of things around the world. My name is...
The big question here is, how do you know Bola Tinubu very well.
Yes.
You know the APC as presently constituted. How do you want to defeat that tendency in our political climate at the moment in 2027?
Now, it is a very easy thing if people would yield to strategy and not sentiment. Give Bola Tinubu his own style, his own strategy, and he's back to Bodilon. What did Bola Tinubu do in 2015? He went to the north, picked a man that he knows that all the northerners are in support. As at that time, Bola Tinubu wanted to be president because he said it's his lifetime ambition. But he knew that if he, as a southerner, tries to take out an incumbent southerner, he will fail. Because nobody has succeeded from the same section of the president, incumbent, to take out an incumbent president. He went to the north and brought a man that he knew that all the northerners are supporting. And when he brought him, any combination from the south took out Jonathan. And he bided his own time. And he came in later to become the president. That is strategy. If my own strategy this time around is that I am going to support a northerner in 2027.
Really?
Yes. And it must be, my condition to the northerners, it must be a northerner that the whole north will be willing to support.
Like an Atiku.
If the whole north is willing to support an Atiku, why not?
Or a Tambuwal.
If the whole north is willing to support, why not?
Or an Erufai.
Good. The person must be qualified, must have experience, and if he has experience in the presidency, it's an added advantage. And when we put up anything from the south, that will push him through. Let me tell you.
But would that be fair? Would that be fair that there was an 8 years of Buhari, a 4 years, if the case is the way you have put it, of Bola Tinubu, and then now the South has not had a share of 8 years in a rotation understanding of Nigeria, politically speaking? Would that be a fair game?
Good. Thank you for this question. And let me use this opportunity to clarify. The term of the president is 4 years, not 8 years. According to Alex Ekweme, what they agreed initially is that this post will be rotated amongst the geopolitical zones for 4-year term. And it will, in 24 years, it will have completed. But when Obasanjo came in, that was why Ekweme contested for 2003 election. That was when he said it. When Obasanjo came in, he took 8 years. But what happened? When Yar'Adua came in, before he finished one term, he died in office. Did they not insist that he must finish his 8 years? The answer is no. You know why? It is one term for the president, and the 8 years is for the incumbent. If the incumbent is doing well, if there is a supervening event that stops an incumbent halfway, the other half is there for every Nigerian to contest. And if it goes to the other side will now spend 4 years. That was what happened between Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan. Yar'Adua spent 4 years. Just take it 4 years. Of course, you know he died before the 3rd year. And then it was a supervening event that did not allow the incumbent to finish the 8 years. What happened? Goodluck Jonathan came. The North said, please, let us finish our 8 years. They said, no, it's a joint ticket. Something has happened. And this is the vice president. Treat it as a joint ticket. Let them divide the position now into half. 4 years for the North, 4 years to the South. And after, it will come back to the North to finish its 8 years. And that was what happened. Even when Jonathan wanted to now continue to do 8 years, the North said no. That will now be injustice. And they fought, and they took it back to the North. And the North finished 8 years. Now it is back to the South. And Tinubu has become incurably bad. And now you want to terminate his incumbency. Anybody telling you that it's injustice, if the North comes in, if the South comes in, and whoever wins in a primary election will take it for 4 years. Where is the injustice? It has happened before.
So,
and anybody telling you to bring a fresh Southerner to compete against Tinubu, a Southerner, is trying to tell you to zone the ticket to Tinubu, and Tinubu will win outrightly.
So you are saying that invariably that Tinubu's possibility of becoming or being re-elected in 2027
yes,
is incumbent on the opposition fielding the same candidate from the same zone. But that if the opposition wants to beat Tinubu and the APC,
yes,
the candidate must come from the opposite zone.
Absolutely. And I'll give you the reason. In 2019, the opposition wanted to use Atiku with Obi to beat an incumbent Northerner who had just done 4 years. Did they succeed? No, they failed. And what happened? Tinubu, strategically, in 2015, he used a Northerner to remove an incumbent Southerner. Did he succeed? Yes. Because that is
he conceding to the fact that the North has a more political weight in the power game?
No. Let's look at it this way. Somebody from your zone, if you listen to Olufalaye said his election was rigged. But immediately the people rigged him out. They prevailed on him that he is a fellow Yoruba person that he contested with. Why not let him leave it? We have not had a good electoral system. This election is going to be written, like I've always told you, in 2027. They have already prepared it. Have
really?
they done electoral? Yes, have they done.
Do you have evidence to that?
No, I told you 2023 there was technical glitch, and they have not given us the excuse till today. Technical glitch, by my own definition, is the process of suspending an election so that you can write it instead of transmitting it. And there is no assurance that it will not have in 2027.
If you say
so
that
if
they
write
to
the 2027 and is a fellow Southerner that you're competing with, they will prevail on you. Please leave him. He's your fellow Southerner. And then that is how they will steal the election. So if you bring somebody from the Southeast, even if you win, they will steal it from him. Let me tell you the strategy that will make the Southeast man to be president. Do you know the Southwest has never contested election against an incumbent? Strategy. Because they know in Nigeria, if you don't have the establishment supporting you, even if you win, they will steal it from you. Olufalaye said it was stolen from him. If you ask me, I will say we won the election in 2023. It was stolen from us because we didn't have.
Peter Obi won the election.
That's my belief. In 2023, I believe it. But they stole it from us.
Let me ask
you. And if you do it again, they will steal it again from you because there is no incumbent to back you. But if you bring somebody from the North, nobody will prevail on him to leave his victory
quickly.
Because because he's not from the same side with you.
Yeah, quickly. How do you then tell Nigerians that the ruling party has said these people are spent, they've been in power? What new thing do they want to bring? How do they defend the failures of the past government, which they were part of? Some past governors, past ministers. How do you defend that the failures of this country in the past, you are coming and you say you want to redeem it? Would Nigerians believe the coalition and some of the elements in it?
Okay, let me give you an example. The worst of PDP now has become better than the best of APC. Assuming you talk about an article, if he can take us to Obasanjo days, are we not going to celebrate? Assuming. Because the performance of APC has beatified. PDP has beatified. Whoever served, for instance, in Obasanjo's government, they paid off all our debts. You remember? And we were not owing. APC has borrowed Nigeria into about 177 trillion naira in debt without nothing to show for it. We are enjoying darkness, not light. I've told you now, people cannot fly to go and come back. I've told you how flood took away 500 persons in Niger State. The president has not gone to commiserate with them. I've told you how 500 persons were roasted by terrorists in Benue State. Now, if you get a president, assuming who was with Obasanjo, there was no security problem then. We were moving in the right direction. No debt, our economy became the largest in Africa. Assuming, wouldn't you be happy?
All right.